Welcome back to Living Local. The death rate from cancer in the U.S. has dropped 27% in the last 25 years. The decline in cancer mortality is mostly due to steady reductions in smoking and advances in early detection and treatment. While this progress is encouraging, this year there is still expected to be nearly 18,000 new cancer cases in Iowa and almost 69,000 in the state of Illinois. And that's why community support is so important to continue the fight against cancer, and that is the mission of Relay for Life. Joining me in studio, we have Jim Niedelman, Local 4 news anchor, of course, Miranda Dresing, she is the event lead for Relay for Life Quad Cities, and then Stacey Dutton, she is the senior community manager at the American Cancer Society. Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Great to be here.
So what's the history behind Relay for Life?
Well, Relay for Life started in 1985. Dr. Gordy Klatt was an oncologist, and he had just seen enough of his patients getting cancer and having surgery and still passing away from cancer. So he picked a night in Tacoma, Washington and walked for 24 hours, raised $27,000. The next week he got together with his friends and they planned the second annual Relay for Life event. And now we have over 5,000 Relay for Life.
It's incredible history. He walked 24 hours straight around that track. Just incredible to see what it has grown into today. How did you all personally get involved with Relay for Life?
I got involved at work. They had a Relay for Life team. I didn't really know what it was. I did recognize the American Cancer Society. I had lost some family members when I was much younger, so I was kind of aware of what it was. And so I participated with my mom on the first team, and then I volunteered, and then I became staff 14 years ago.
Wow. What about you, Miranda?
Well, I got involved because my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2015, and so I began going with her to walk as her caregiver in her Relay for Life events in her local community. And then this year, a couple months ago, I reached out to Stacey to see if I could help out here, and so here we are.
Here we are. And Jim, what's your connection?
My first exposure to it was actually covering it as a reporter in Florida, and I saw all these people having fun fighting cancer, and you don't really mix the two of joy and this horrible disease. In my first experience with cancer, I first heard the word when I was 6 years old, and my mom told me that my grandmother had it. I had no idea what it was. And it wasn't until years later, after my grandmother died from it, that she had pancreatic cancer, and learned that that was still one of the most difficult cancers to treat at the time, and still one of the most difficult cancers to treat today. So after I left Florida, I worked at another station that had a team, and I started getting involved in the team there and going to the relay events. And then as I moved on to other chapters, I started getting involved in the leadership team, and I moved here. I was looking out for it, and I couldn't wait to reach out to Stacey, find her, and get involved as much as I could.
Yeah, and we know that you've been very heavily involved in these efforts, Jim. So you guys, what is the relay experience like?
Well, here in the Quad Cities, we raise funds all throughout the year for the event, but the actual event will take place in September. And so, yeah, you create teams. You can also be involved as an individual, and then we get community support for everyone to raise funds for the event and then to show up in September.
That is so exciting. And where does the money go that's raised from all of these events?
It goes to the mission of the American Cancer Society. Relay for Life is the largest non-for-profit fundraiser, and so it's a wonderful tool to bring people together for awareness, cancer research that everyone benefits from, no matter what type of cancer. And so the American Cancer Society focuses on all types of cancer for all ages, and we all benefit from cancer research. But here in the Quad Cities and all of our communities, we're able to provide free patient services. Our biggest need is lodging and transportation. So we have a Road to Recovery program that will get patients to their treatment and delivered safely back at home, because we never want someone to miss a treatment because they're too tired or sick to get there, and maybe their family has to work, on those days. And then lodging. If you have to travel away from home, we have Hope Lodges by some large treatment facilities, but we also have partnerships with hotels. And so we want you to be able to get there and stay, get your treatment, and not have to worry about the cost of a hotel, because it's completely free.
Right. And Stacey, what kind of impact does Relay for Life have on the mission that those services that you're just talking about for the American Cancer Society?
It's huge, and I can share that. Here are 2 volunteers and I'm 1 staff person, and so I have the pleasure of working with many volunteers, and they are the American Cancer Society. So they're able to share with people what's available. Nobody knows what they need until they need it, And so people turn to the American Cancer Society, and they can talk to a live person on our cancer helpline 24 hours a day. And just that alone, of having a voice on the other end of the line when maybe a survivor's been newly diagnosed and has a lot of questions.
And Miranda, how can people get involved and register for this year's Relay for Life?
Well, they can contact me if they need any assistance with anything like that. But you can go to our website, or you can also go to our Facebook page to get more information on how to do those things. The Facebook page here is Relay for Life of the Quad Cities, Illinois. Need to specify that. I believe there's a separate
so make
one.
sure you get that
Yeah.
one. Okay. And then Jim, there's another event that's Luminaria Day. So what can you tell us about that?
Well, that's what we do as a station. It's one of our efforts. All the teams have their own fundraisers throughout the year, and there's lots of things going on throughout the year, not just the actual Relay for Life event itself. But we came up with the idea a couple of years ago to set a day aside where we set up a couple of tables around the Quad Cities where people can come and make a luminaria bag just like this. It's really the luminaria ceremony at the Relay for Life is when all the names are read of people people have dedicated bags to who have fought the disease or are fighting the disease, or survivors, or people who may have lost. So we set up these tables where people can come, donate $10 to have a bag placed around the track when the names are read at the end of the night. And it's just an incredible way to have contact with the people of the community and help us spread our mission around for the American Cancer Society. So it's been a wonderful experience for me, having the people who come up to us at these events, not knowing that we're having it, or after they've heard about it, just sharing their personal stories. It can be a wonderful sharing of experiences, and they learn more about the organization itself. And also they're giving money, and we're helping a great cause at the same time.
Right, and I think you made a great point earlier when you say, obviously, cancer is tragic and it is devastating to so many people out there. But to come together and to have a joyous celebration for those that are here, and to do something positive to try and help solve some of these cases, I think that you guys are doing incredible work here for our community. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, you guys, if you'd like some more information about Relay for Life events, you can visit relayforlife.org/QuadCitiesIL. We'll also have those details posted on our quadcities.com. More Living Local returns right after this.